Got to get ourselves tracking here. See if it's working. Is it sound working? Got to talk, John. Got to get ourselves. There it is. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to talk about scarcity today and reciprocity too. So, anyway, let's get over to the news and let's start with this, which is fun.
I don't think it is. Do you like it?
You like it?
Does she like it?
I
Use your words, Mom.
I have a receipt, so there's no need to get mad.
I have a receipt. It sounds like the way I'd give gifts.
She likes it.
She likes it. Okay, so anyway, I like that because of the uncertainty there that builds. Just a fun commercial. I did try just to find for hoots and giggles to figure out how much that necklace was, if you saw that. And according to Macy's, which also is kind of the reason I don't do much e-commerce on normal retail sites, is that it took me about 10 minutes to find that item. Since I don't exactly know what to call it, it would be nice if it were in this if it were in the description. Macy's posted this video, so why can't we link to that item? But anyway, it's about $10,000 on sale from $26,000, so it's a heck of a deal. But I just like the I have a receipt. If you don't like it, I don't know who wouldn't like it. Those seem to be the real McCoy even. Okay, so let's get over to the news. Okay, fake tweet costs. It's not clear who it costs. May have cost Twitter a lot. Yeah, it may have cost Twitter a lot. Anyway, so Elon Musk, and I read a couple articles just to cover this. Elon Musk came up with this idea that since there were so many bots on Twitter, that they would charge $6 or $8 a month for a blue check. You just don't have to have a blue check. I've never had one. I have about 5,000 followers on Twitter, but as far as I can tell, they're either fake or dead or something. I don't get any engagement whatsoever, hardly on Twitter, unless I write to somebody that I have like 3 followers that really are legit people that I write back and forth with, and that's fun. Or more than 3, I suppose. Anyway, so you could buy an $8 verification check mark. So somebody bought one and said they were Eli Lilly and Company and tweeted that insulin was going to be free. Right at this point here, we are excited to announce insulin is free now. Okay, and then that's right here, between November 10th and 11th. Doesn't say the time. It says it was up for 4 hours. And then we apologize to those who thought that was going to be free. After the apology went out, the stock fell like crazy. Now, I'm not sure it fell because of the tweet that said that insulin was going to be free, or it fell because the insulin isn't going to be free. It isn't so clear. Everybody said, well, it's because of this fake blue check. But anyway, Elon is kind of a ready, fire, aim person. That's undoubtedly true. Let's get it out there and try it. And we have to remember what his objective was here. His objective wasn't to verify big name Twitter accounts. That, you should be able to figure that out. The aim was to make it cost something. People malign direct mail because it's expensive. Advertisers malign it because it's expensive. But because it's expensive, that it's not fake, except for maybe political mail. But the basic fact is it costs $1 or so to mail a mailing piece, and nobody wants to waste $1, especially if you're mailing millions of them, right? So there's a whole industry of people like me who make sure that the dollar isn't wasted at all if we can help it. And we can't help it. We can't know who's going to buy every time we mail, but we can try to figure out who hates us, who's never going to buy again, and those sorts of things, or who's buying stuff and returning it all. I mean, our system is really good for that. And so when you get into this free world of freebie advertising, where it costs almost literally nothing to advertise or to say whatever you feel like, you can't tell the true from the fake. And people are saying, well, it only costs $8 to have a verified Twitter account. True, but at least it costs $8, right? And there's a limit to how many bots are going to pay $8 a month, I would say, right? Not only that, but if they're paying $8 a month, you actually have some kind of money trail back to how did they pay for it. And I'm not saying that every verified account is fake, but you have to pay somehow. Somebody has to pay somehow from somewhere, right? And, I'm guessing that there are good ways to pay from less traceable sources. But that still tells you something. If all the bots are paid by one credit card, if somebody has 10,000 Twitter accounts all paid from the same account, it might be a clue that they're not real. Does that make sense? Sure. Okay. So I also read a few articles about, it isn't where it was. It was at 368 when the tweet came out, and now it's at 355 or something around there. So it's gone up and then it gone down and whatever. Stocks go up and down. In the grand scheme of things, if you look at the yearly price or the 5-year price or whatever, it's just a fun blip. And the article goes on to argue that that Eli Lilly may not advertise. Well, they'll advertise if it makes money for them, and if it doesn't make money, they won't. I don't think they're gonna hold a grudge exactly on this, because after all, if Twitter actually does clean up its act and get real people on it, only real people, by charging a little bit a month, makes some sense. Okay, I think probably most of the bots are still going to be unverified, and that isn't going to fix it. Okay, email budgets are headed for cuts this holiday season. And this was from Ray Schultz, my friend Ray. I haven't heard from Ray. Ray, if you're out there and you ever listen to this, make a comment or something, right? Because you put up a lot of stuff. And you used to be my editor when I was writing for Direct or something. So a lot of e-commerce businesses are shifting dollars from email to social media. It doesn't give a lot of specificity on that. 33% of executives plan to reduce their investment in email marketing. 25% are also cutting back on in-store promotions or events. Although 47% say they're going to have a lot of discounts. Okay. 88% believe that they'll make the same or more this holiday season, so they're not like in dire straits, it doesn't seem like. And like I said, 47%, pretty good that I remembered that, plan to offer steeper discounts. So, they're tippy-toeing around, but email is on the cutting block. Okay, how to use Scarcity and Reciprocity to increase your direct mail sales, by my friend Summer Gould. And this is I think this is maybe the best one in the series so far. She had a series on emotion in direct mail to drive results. And of course, a lot of the emotion gets driven by whether you use these techniques or not, right? There's not a lot of emotion just in getting a mailing piece. Someplace down here, it says that surprise You want to surprise them since surprise intensifies our emotions by 400%. Okay, so whatever emotion you got, how about a surprise? Surprise. It's harder to do. It's not that impossible to do surprise in direct mail. That you can have a, that lift letter is kind of a surprise that we were talking about last week. Okay, so she says scarcity increases desirability. Well, scarcity of something. It's not always. It's not all. Some scarcity of a desirable thing. Okay, it's not scarcity itself that is the. I don't think. I have to think about that. I drank my coffee down the wrong pipe. Yesterday I didn't have any coffee. I got my blood pressure tested, and I'd gone to the doctor a couple of weeks before, and I'd had 2 full pots of coffee because I was doing a Zoom call or a presentation or something, and I wanted to be kind of juiced up, And my blood pressure was, not through the roof, but enough for him to get a little nervous. I said, could it be that I just had a Zoom call and two pots of coffee? So after that, yesterday it was perfect because I just drank water for the morning, and I'm capable of that. On Sundays we skip coffee and go to church. Okay, so you can also have this expiration date, and there are only a limited number left for purchase, and that has been mentioned before in the second article. I encourage you to read all 3. Now that I've choked on my coffee, why am I drinking coffee in the middle of a live stream? I don't know, it just seems comfy. When you're able to make people feel that they're part of a select group, and we had our first ever Zoom roundtable with some of the bigger mailers in Wisconsin. I don't know, I've been keeping it a secret. And some of these ideas I think might apply to some of the challenges that they're facing. But it was really excellent. It was the best thing I think WDMA has ever done, except that we're keeping it secret. So if you're a big mailer in the vicinity, Upper Midwest, and you'd like to hear more, you let me know, and we'll share with you about it. If you're a printer or somebody else, I'll maybe still talk with you about it. I talked with a couple of printers about it just to get their feedback on it. So provide a VIP code to them and ask them not to share it with anyone else. See, we're doing exclusivity. Offer them access to specific web pages that not everyone can access. I had the North American Hunting Club, North American Outdoor Group actually was the client. And they did a lot of this stuff. They did special discounts. They had a special club that you could be a tester of merchandise. And I think that's something that almost nobody does. If you have really loyal customers, that's a really, really powerful way to give discounts or free gifts. We had the sample of the month club. I'm trying to see if that oh yeah, there it is up on my shelf. We had the sample of the month club years ago. Okay. And we'd mail out a sample every month, and the merchants the manufacturers would give us the sample. In this case, it was a mug. We opened it, we stuffed it with literature, and our best customers got a free mug with our name on it. Or they might get a Swiss Army knife, which is a $15. That was one of our most expensive ones. Could be a calculator, could be a lot of things. I'm trying to get it back in the box. Could be a lot of things. And that was really popular. And one of the fun parts about it was that the merchants all wanted to get in on it. So if you are a distributor and you're trying to think of something to do for your best customers, and maybe you don't have a sales force, maybe you don't even have a telemarketing staff, that's one of the fun things, is to put together a thank you gift. And it could be reciprocity. The reciprocity idea is down here. The reciprocity idea is give to get. It's quid pro quo. You want to prime them for your offer by first sending them a gift, okay? And, you know, unlike the competition or the other, this was funny. Your goal is to make people feel they owe you. I'm not sure if that's exactly right. You know, it's to make them feel grateful, I suppose, and great gratitude does have its benefits. But anyway, I would have phrased that a little differently. I would have said, your goal is to make them grateful for what you've given them. But other than that little, you know, the idea is pretty much the same. So anyway, great things to think about. Get over to WDMA.org and subscribe, and you can see these articles every day. And it's a great resource if you have a topic that you want to find. You can find it on there. You can also sometimes find it on YouTube because there's a better on LinkedIn. I don't know how to go back in time in LinkedIn. It's just a continuous right now. Anyway, like and share.